Good evening, welcome to another, let me just check this is working, another Sunday, Big Mags of War Sunday stream. Hello, welcome in. Sorry, it's very unprofessional, I just wanted to check everything was working, and I can't do more than one thing at once, so I couldn't concentrate on that and then talk to you guys. But welcome into another Mags of War Sunday stream. Gods and Generals. We have, to quote the stream correctly, we have a Gods and Generals, Heth, Archer, Pettigrew, and Davis stream, number 2. So welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Hope everyone's had a good Sunday. Hope everyone's had a good week since we last met. 2 weeks since we last met. I was away last weekend for LARP weekend. But now we're back. So yes, welcome in David, Michael, Thomas, and Mark. Early birds catch the worm, the 28mm worm. But yes, hello, welcome in. Nice moustache, thank you very much, Michael, I appreciate it. David, gonna be inventorying some 6mm Mags of War, nice. David's talking about the best band in chat, referring to the best band as Rush. I've not listened to a lot of Rush, I must say, but I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for the moustache compliments. It's something I've been working on hard. When I say I'm working on it, I've just not been cutting it when I cut my beard. I got some little wax the other day for it, but it's not really done a good enough job. And because I'm quite gingery, it's not really. I don't know if it's showing up well in this. An American Civil War tash. Yeah, if I had a little goatee going on, or that's not a goatee, is it? I don't know what that would be. Whatever that is. If I had one of them chin bits going on, then yes. Yeah, hang on. To quickly break up the stream. There we go. There we go. Should probably wear this during the streams, actually. Headset's a bit ridiculous now, actually. I don't. Do I even need the headset on? I don't know. There we go. So maybe Beauregard. Grow the Pettigrew beard. If I'm honest, this moustache is getting a bit too much for me at the moment. So I don't know if I can do a full beard. A Zouave officer, exactly. Yeah, I originally bought it because I was like, oh, like an artillery hat, but it's very red for an artilleryman. So I've been promoted into the Zouaves. Although I'm not sure if that's promotion or demotion. But hello. Anyway, hope everyone's had a good week. I'm not sure what I've been showing off recently. I'll quickly show it off quickly. Picked up that the other day from Great Escape Games. That's going to be my Confederate ambulance, so I'm kind of interested to check that box set out. And then I did just put it on Facebook, but we've got some more miniatures from Rebellion Miniatures. So yes, I'm going to get on and build a unit of them at some point, which should be cool. My General Michael says, I did a reenactment for artillery. That is a Zouave hat. Yes. A lot of noisy cars out front at the moment. This is a Zouave hat, yeah. Again, I bought it as thinking it was an artillery hat, but it, yeah, I was informed it was very red. Too red. Also, I've just noticed for the first time, it's a, you can't really see, Confederate States buckle buttons on the side, so it's actually a Confederate Zouave hat. So hey, David, the mark of an English Celt lineage is brown hair and red beard. Yeah, very much. It's summertime, it goes red. Wintertime, it goes brown. So yes, is it a curse or a gift? Who knows? Anyway, we're here to paint miniatures, aren't we? So yeah, we're doing some of our Confederate generals, for anyone who doesn't know. Actually, to start the stream, I'm going to do a shout out, and that's to channel supporter Thomas. Another very kind donation to the channel, and that is some first core signalers. So they do 2 sets, and Thomas has kindly donated both sets. So that's going to be, I'll probably do one for the Union, one for the Confederates. Maybe do the Union one as perhaps Governor Warren, perhaps. That'd be quite cool. So we'll have a play around with that. But I'm thinking once we get this stream out, this set of streams out of the way, I might look at doing the signalers, and then maybe a couple of generals. But yeah, so massive shout out and appreciations to Thomas, and appreciate to everyone who's supported the channel so far through gifts of miniatures, and that's Mark and Thomas. So thank you very much. We'll salute you. Is that American? Yeah. Yes. So thank you very much. So there's some more for the pile, which is cool. Thank you, Mark, for the salute. Alex, welcome in. Welcome in. So let's probably get on and paint something. What do you reckon? Right. Let's jump onto the table. Not that one, not that one. There we go. Right. As you can see, nothing's on there. I need to get an office. This is an officer's hat. It's too big to start with. But I need to get a Union one at some point. But we'll I don't know. Splash out one day, perhaps. So, Michael's been busy painting. Yeah, I think I've seen a fair bit of your stuff on Facebook as well. Is it Facebook you put it on, or maybe you put it on the community tab? Probably community tab. Again, I know everyone's done a lot with the Facebook and community tab recently, but yeah, by all means, chuck some. Oh, my camera's not working. Please do chuck it up on Facebook and whatnot like that, and the community tab, because we'll take a look at them at the end of the stream and see what you guys are up to. So please do. Mark's been making something today. Ooh, please do share. So right, let's drink aside. Yeah, so Michael's been busy painting. Alex has today. They had 2 hours, and that's all they've had for the past 2 weeks. Yeah, I've not done much hobbying at all, to be honest. If I'm honest with you, I've not done a lot. But alas, let's have a think about what we're doing with this. I'm going to do grey for the Confederate officers' blankets, I think. David says, make a hobby discovered last Sunday, carrying that game board up an incline for almost a mile isn't fun. Well, you did that to yourself, David. You make a cool board, you got to suffer the consequences. Mark says it's Blake's Transformers model. Not quite Max of War, but Transformers was made in the US, so technically on brief. Yes, it's American in origin. That's very true. So is the American Civil War. Very nice. Ben's big into Gundam and stuff. I think I've already spoken to you about this, Mark, but yeah, which you could argue that's basically what Transformers is. I'm going to do the blanket rolls, I think, or the saddle rolls, and then we'll. I still need to do the gold detailing, but that's something we can do. You did a war game for a while. War game yesterday. For once in a while. What game did you do, Michael? I've actually lined up a game, a first one in a long time. Gonna line up playing some Warhammer Old World, as it's a game me and a friend have in common, and I did quite enjoy it when I played it once. Oh, I played it more than once, but... Okay. That Officer Davis and that's that. Right. So is My Little Pony. Yes, very true, David. That is probably American. Mike says, so I did a Yorktown war game, which I made the rules for. I invited a couple of friends over and we had a blast. And on Friday after school, I invited some buddies over and we did Shiloh. Very nice. Very nice, Michael. I did some board games in the past week. I've had a lot of my family down at the moment, so I picked up Catan, which I played a couple of times before, but yeah, just got all my siblings into it, so just trying to look for my paints. I put them somewhere. Huh. Ah, they're done. Yeah, so me and my siblings played a bit of Catan, which was cool. So we played our first game, which was we didn't end up finishing it. We had to cut it short, and then we played a second game, and then that we ended up cutting short. But we still got to a point where it was obvious someone won, which was my sister. So yeah, it was good. It was good fun. Thomas, welcome back. Hello, welcome back. Thomas, I don't know if you caught it, but thank you very much for the gifts to the channel. We massively appreciate it. They are on order and they're on their way. Mark says, George and I were looking at some tabletop games today in our local. Ooh, what games are you looking at? David says, Shiloh, Billions of Trees, and a Dead Confederate General. Rest in peace, Albert Sidney Johnston. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Rest in peace. He was a bit of a whiz kid as well, wasn't he? So some say he was the Confederate sort of best hope in the West, but he didn't stay around long enough, did he? Oops. He only went and died. It was just that. One of those wacky things that happens in the American Civil War, isn't it? Was it years ago he got hurt in the leg, so he lost all sensation? But then during the battle he got shot in the same leg and didn't realise he got shot, so it hit his main artery. So he bled out and he didn't realise until it was too late. And he was dead. So imagine if he didn't get hurt that leg and he in fact did feel the... Although I was looking at a sort of podcast the other day, and they reckon even if he did realise he was hit, they don't know if he would have been able to save himself because he was hitting an artery, but who knows. One of them classic funny American Civil War moments. I say funny like it's as in funny as in not jokey funny. Michael, you kept him alive. He actually survived in your war game. He only got a shot to the shoulder. Ah. Thomas, you're most welcome. Currently working on some Napoleonic French. Very nice, mate. What any line regiments in particular, or are you doing not infantry? Please do share. So we're going to do these blanket rolls and then maybe just do some of the saddle pack stuff, and then we'll do the gold details on the saddles. And then we can that'll be the horses done then. Thirmar. Mark, just randomly, random one really. Took a couple of notes there. There's a good 1 to 4 play co-op ones out there. Mate, I've said it before many a time on the stream, but I'm really keen to look at Zombicide, which is like a co-op. That'd be a really cool one to play. Or Pandemic. Pandemic's another solid co-op one. I played a lot of that. Like town building and resource management stuff. Oh, that's cool. Oh, nice, mate. You have to let me know what the game name is, and I'll have a look at it at some point. Change that hat. You're a dead ringer for Yosemite. How do you pronounce that? Is it Yosemite? Yosemite? Yosemite Sam. Yeehaw. Maybe that's the look I'm going for. Who knows? I'll have to do a Gary Oldman and buy like one of those proper general hats with the gold braid. I'll have to get one of them and it can be my streaming hat. Apart from the Confederate buckles on this one, it's not so like aligned with one side. You know, a lot of the Zouaves had red caps. So I'm a universal Zouave officer at the moment. I haven't shown my allegiance yet. Yosemite, yeah, I don't know why I struggled to. Now you say it, yeah, of course it's pronounced like that. Thank you. Also, I'm dyslexic and a numpty all round, so pronunciation's never my strong suit. But I mean, I hope I am a match for Yosemite. Mark's already also explained how to pronounce it. Yeah, I'm also extremely tired today, which never helps. It's been a long week and a long weekend. And I've got another long day tomorrow, which is great. Mark says Pandemic's great. Yeah, we'll have to play it sometime, Mark. Maybe E2. Maybe a Thursday sesh E2 in the bar. Play a bit of Pandemic. Thomas, you said you were working on the 65th line and some engineers. Nice. Michael said, I've painted a couple sets this week. I painted one today. Very cool. Everyone's telling me how to pronounce Yosemite. Yeah. Right. I've learned that. Right. David says the best ability a general can have is being not dead, apart from Sickles, perhaps, or Braxton Bragg, perhaps. Although, I don't know. I've seen stuff recently of people actually saying Braxton Bragg was okay. Just no one liked him. But I think he was still okay in the field. Just he wasn't great at making friends. Okay, right. We're going to have some Gargak Sewer. No, we're not. We're going to go Wildwood. We're going to paint the saddles in Wildwood. And then we're going to go do the saddle, like the side bags in Gargak Sewer. And then we've got some blanket rolls, which maybe we'll do a smattering of. Ugh. Trying to think what's happened since we last streamed. I put the ambulance video out there. That happens. Because yeah, so last weekend I was away at LARP, so yeah, I kind of did that video lined up for that week, didn't I, from memory. But again, you guys have already seen the ambulance because we painted it on stream, didn't we? So, but it was good to get out there. And then I've got a few more videos I need to work on, but I've not actually been up in the not been up here this week to do anything. So. Yosemite. I'll have to just get that in my brain. Especially if that's the look I'm going for these days, then I need to know, don't I? Gonna have to put a brown wash on some of these horses because the paint's just not sat in there right. Alex says, when judging American Civil Wars, don't forget that almost all of them were amateurs. Yeah, I think that's a fair few of them were amateurs, but you still had some West Pointers in there with military training, at least. But yeah, you're right. A lot of them were sort of volunteer generals or political generals. And again, you have some very good political generals out there. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I can't think who they were referring to, and they were saying all considering being a political appointment, he was actually a very competent commander. So, General Michael, I painted some early war Confederate infantry, some early war Federal militia, very cool, late war Confederates, Confederate North Carolina cavalry, 2 Union generals, and some hospital corps. That's quite a lot. That is a lot of work, Michael. Fair play. Just a lot of painting. Yeah, that's a lot of work, mate. That is a lot of work. I've not done much. I've done a bit of organising recently, so I've got like a load more ready to paint up and stuff. Got a lot of sort of like camp followers and that I need to paint up. So I kind of got them all ready to paint and prime. But then my primers run out, so I need to go get some more. Hospital Corps in 28 mil? Question mark, asked Alex. I did a whole Irish brigade and Lane's North Carolina brigade with a whole cavalry division. I'm worn out by this week. Yeah, fair play. You're trucking through, Michael. Fair play, because there's nothing quite like that feeling of getting a load done, in my opinion. I don't know if you've now replaced that those miniatures out of your lead pile, or if you've just cleared a load, but either way, fair one. Very well worked. I'm in a bit of, I'm clearing them, but also sort of replacing them at the moment, so I'm excited to get these Confederates generals there done, because it gives me some good game pieces, you know. And a lot of these are just stuff I've had sat there for a while that needed painting, so again, it's nice clearing that. Oh, I'm an idiot. I've not painted the front of this guy's. have to come back for that. This always happens. I always miss something. I always miss something. There's a lot of work trying to do with these saddles and stuff, but I think it pays off. Okay, so that guy needs a little bit touching up on the saddle roll itself. Let me... Been a lot of chatting going on. Right. Yes, 28mm hospital core. Very cool. It was Union. Me too, I got some paint and brush holders and also some label boxes for figures. Nice. Alex says, who's the maker? Always interested in camp scenery. Michael says, mix of Perry and Dixon miniatures. They look the same to you. I was trying to get some things out of the way to make way for some new sets. Yeah, nice one, Michael. You don't want it really piling up. It's like a fez now. Don't really want it piling up. Otherwise, to me, it gets a bit daunting then if you've got a lot on. David painted Nout, but on Joy 6 dry run last Sunday at Driffield. Oh, it's getting exciting. Michael says, now my table is completely clear. Very nice. Yeah, I've not got so much on the table at the moment, so yeah. Alex, really never gave Dixon a chance due to high cost and sculpting style. Maybe I need to change my opinion. I agree. I see what you're saying, Alex. I've never been captured by Dixon's choice of sculpting. I feel like the heads to me, the heads look quite big. But I mean, I've never painted any, so I'm only going off what I've seen. So yeah, maybe I'll have to give it a go. Mike Blake, welcome in. Hello, welcome in. I hope you've had a good weekend and week. Or last couple of weeks since I last streamed. I hope you've had a good one. Michael says Dixon's one of your favourites. Really try them out. Well, maybe I'll have to. Because yeah, I've always been, just from quick glance, I've never really been sold on them. But maybe I'll have to give them a go. Right, let's give Archer his blanket roll back after missing it out. Magnifique. We have a whole wide range and some specialty regiments, Dixon. Yeah, I'll have to check them out. When I'm next in a position to treat myself, I'll have to give them a go. Right. Hardwood, Garagax Sewer. Alex, well, we'll see. It's a huge range with lots to offer, but again, big heads and the cost, of course. Getting things shipped to Germany from the UK, yeah, I imagine it's not cheap. Yeah, I imagine it's not cheap. Michael says, also have 4 sets on the way. Texas Brigade Soldiers, the Iron Brigade, some Dixon Miniature Bushwhackers, and some Perry Miniature Elworths Fire Zouaves. Michael, you're going to be busy, mate. It's tiring me out just hearing what you're getting up to. Little bags. The only thing I have left to paint on the table is now Robert E. Lee and some accompanying officers and HQ flag bearers. Yeah, I do have another bunch of Confederate officers that need painting, which I'll probably do as my next batch of officers. But yeah, I've got Lee, Longstreet, Hood. Got quite a few that need painting. But again, with this, what I'm doing here, the idea was get some game pieces done. Some historical formation game pieces, I should say. All right. I won't be needed to order more soldiers for another month. Nice. Unless I get bored and paint a whole brigade after school. Oh. You might do. Who knows? I don't know if I've got the capacity to, or the concentration to sit down and paint big bulks anymore. So, past 5 years is, I don't know, I've changed. Plus, I have a few reenactments coming up, so I will be busy. But then, do you find maybe through these reenactments it will spur you on to get some more painted? Perhaps. If you don't mind, Matt, I'll post some Dixon Miniatures website photos in the YouTube community page. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Chuck them in. We'll take a look at them later. If you put them on the community page, I'll pull them up later. School does mess with a lot of my time, so we'll see. Oh, mate, I know that feeling. Been there. And work, which is basically the same thing, isn't it? I work and have a child, so my time is extremely precious. And this past week, I've been so wiped every day that I've sort of just been getting in bed early. I've not really been in the mood to do anything. Right. Jeremy Michael, I may just be lazy and lay in bed watching History with Waffles or History Gone Wilder. Who knows? Ah, History Gone Wilder is great. I'll let me pull up something a sec. Let me finish this and I'll pull up a channel that I've started watching recently. They've just done a special on the American Civil War, which is a cool topic in my opinion. But I can't remember the channel name off the top of my head, so I'll have to go find it. Give me a second. Let's do it. Right. My channel, and then I can look at my history, because I don't have it on there. Let me tell you. History Undone. So if you search up the channel History Undone, they've just done a video about what if Britain and France would have backed the Confederate States. So they do sort of like an alternate history type things sometimes. And yeah, this one is France and the UK supporting the Confederates, and what would have had to happen, excuse me, to lead to that. So it's quite cool. I've just finished my first try with Studio Storia's Raiders train and broke off the forward bell tower. Not sure if they really like the result in FDM. Certainly show a pick when supports are off. Nightmare. Yeah, FDM's a different one, isn't it? I'm not experienced enough with it. But the locomotive is quite impressive. Yeah, I did like the look of the stuff from the Studio Story stuff, Alex. It did look very cool. Michael, I'm just trying to keep my grades up. That's the main focus. Absolutely. If there's something I could tell myself, my past self, do school properly, because it makes your life easier. And ultimately, we're all just trying to live for an easy life. So, David, now on the pile of shame. Only the unpainted minis I own are... the only unpainted minis I own are less than 100 leftovers from units. About a tenner's worth tops. That's a nice place to be, David. It's a nice place to be. I'm jealous of you. Michael says he watches that channel. Was it History Undone? Is that the channel? Yeah, nice. Alex, the leftovers, some boxes with all kind of things in buildings and painting stages. Michael, I have all A's, so I'm smooth sailing right now. Fair one. Nice work. I did not. Maybe that shows. Right, let's do blanket rolls. I think we're going to do the runic grey on the front rolls, and then I don't know what we'll do on the back. Pick one of these. Poor old Pettigrew's not getting much attention because he's not on the horse. I'm focusing on these mounted generals first. But we'll get back to him. Right. Michael, I like the way you paint your horses. I need to take notes for my cavalry and bushwhackers. Thank you. I don't know. I guess I am happy with the result. Actually, I don't know how. I don't paint them very neatly. I must admit, I could do a better job of that. But no, I'm happy with the result. It's just contrast paints tend to do a lot of heavy lifting when it comes to trying to make things look nice. So, blanket rolls. Gonna do some grey as well as some brownish decay, maybe. Alex, need to step out now. Have a nice evening. Thank you very much, Alex, for popping by. Have a good rest of your Sunday and a good week going ahead. Preserved Billy. Are these for specific games / event you're participating in? Hello, welcome in, Preserved Billy. No, these are not. These are just part of the collection that I'm working towards. I want to use them at some point. I can tell, actually, no, I will. That they are themed. So this is my collection at the moment's pivoting towards First Day of Gettysburg. So Heath's division butting up against First Corps. So we painted up First Corps, First Division commanders on previous streams. And now we're doing sort of Heath's division. So we've got Heath, Pettigrew, Davis, and Archer. So yeah, the idea is at some point I'll do like a first contact of Gettysburg. So yeah, that's sort of the idea behind it. So yeah. Also, I never mentioned at the start of the stream actually when I signed in, but obviously feel free to check out all the previous streams over on the playlist. We've got the Big America Civil War Sunday stream playlist on the channel, which has got all the previous live streams on there. So if you go jump in that, you can check out what we've been up to previously. If you've missed any or you're new to the channel, then yeah, you can check that out. In fact, I missed a lot at the start of the stream, but I would like to say thank you to everyone who's watching this live. Really appreciate it. And everyone watching this back on YouTube, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Again, we've got that sort of little push to get the Facebook page up a bit on followers, because if we can get the Facebook page up on followers, I'll look at doing some live streams over on Facebook as well. So, but we'll see. Right. Thomas, anyone have any rule suggestions for engineers since my Napoleonic force are up? For the upcoming campaign has no RT or cavalry. Pardon me. Well, brackets might sneak a unit of dragoons in, so I'm getting engineers. Rules for engineers. I guess, I don't know. Destroying bridges or building bridges. I don't really know. Earthworks, defences. I'm not really sure. In a campaign system, if you have them in an army, it would be handy to like use them for fortifications, stuff like that. Is that done? General Michael, I need to start using Null all I do is paint them and leave them. Yeah, Null all is a nice little trick, mate. It's a nice little way just to get a bit of depth in there. Or sort of an Agrax, like a brown wash Agrax Earthshade is what I use for my brown washes. Null all is what I use for my black washes. But yeah, so it's definitely a great way to add a bit of depth to a miniature. General Michael, maybe if you have barricades or battlefield accessories, maybe make it where the engineers can do something to protect front lines. Yeah, so maybe some sort of again, I don't know how prevalent fortifications were. Obviously, according to Ridley Scott, there was trench works at Waterloo. Is it Ridley Scott? Sure, we'll say that. But apart from that, I don't know, you can just recreate your own Taurus Vedras, can't you? Have a go at that mid-campaign. That'll put them to work. We're thinking of making them able to ford rivers, making crossings easier. Oh, yeah, I guess if you're working on a campaign map, maybe you can use them to cross a river where you wouldn't normally be able to. Very good point, Thomas. Nice one. David, yeah, I'm working through the History Undone back catalogue in between Rush albums. What if Blitzkrieg hadn't worked, followed by the Cygnus X1? Track all 29 minutes of it. I was an engineer at uni a long time ago. The only rule we had was drink. Well, can I ask if that's an engineering thing or a university thing? Or that they both combine into something a whole lot worse. Right. Let's do the gold detailing whilst we're letting this dry, because then what we're going to have to do is go in and do some black strapping on the blanket rolls. But we're getting somewhere. At least. I think we're getting somewhere. What I've got to remember to do is do the horse's eyes as well. Gerald Michael just found some more soldiers that I didn't paint while I was on my spree. They are Hampton's Legion Zouaves, so they will be a challenge. They're a fun unit though, Michael, aren't they? With that sort of bright yellow trousers. I think that's cool. I painted some Hampton Zouaves as part of the Legion when I did it as an infantry unit. I've done one. I think one of the bases is Zouaves. That's cool. Okie dokes. That's Heath himself, or as some people like to say, Heth. I don't know why. General Michael. Oh yes, they are. They are worth the time. Yeah, you'll have fun with them, Hampton Legion chappies. I know I did. The Zouaves are just fantastic units to have on the table because they just really bright coloured. Okay, that's the officers. Or one set of officers, should I say? Oh, I should probably do that. I shouldn't have jumped so much then. God, that made me massively jump. I thought they were all going to blow up or something. Reserve Billy, have you painted any of the new Rebellion miniatures yet? I've not painted any yet, mate. I've got a couple built up. I've got a pack built up, and I've had a couple of packs turn up in the post. So I think with that, a couple of Perrys scattered in there, I should be able to make a 24-man regiment. So yes, I'm going to look at painting them up. Yeah, so that will be with Colonel Bergwin. So yeah, I've not painted them yet, no. But they're sort of on the... Sorry, yeah, I've not painted them up yet, mate. But I'm planning on it, and I look forward to it. Yeah, the idea is to do the regiment of North Carolina infantry with them. But will certainly be... I'll certainly chuck a video up when I have done them. I've been chatting to the chap who runs it as well, actually. They've just had their web store go up properly now, so it's probably a better option, I think, to go direct to their web store rather than their eBay store. I think you might save a bit of money doing it that way, as far as I'm aware, if you want to make a purchase. So yeah, and then I've seen sort of some previews of what they've got coming out, like some of the new heads and stuff like that. I did mention to him about possibly looking at doing some officers' arms and hands and sorry, like arms, because they've done some officers' heads which look really cool. So yeah, I said, or maybe do some officers' arms, and he's like, oh, I've not thought of it, but they're definitely going to look into it. So might be nice. I did say about maybe doing some officers' bodies as well, so we'll see. Again, they got so much planned for the range. I think the only unfortunate thing is stumbling across this in the early stages is just got to wait for it all to come out. So it's that waiting game now, waiting for them to release stuff. But hopefully we don't have to wait too long. But yeah, I do plan on getting the Rebellion miniature stuff painted up ASAP, because I'm conscious it's being a fairly new sort of product to the market. I'm guessing people would like to see stuff about it. So I know I certainly would. When I look at anything like that, I tend to have a look at seeing what people do. So Yes. But yeah, Michael, to reply to your thing, yes, I've not painted Colonel Bergman yet, but I plan on doing that with the rest of the miniatures. So yeah, I guess just keep an eye out and hopefully soon. David, a cumulative, God, that was a struggle. A cumulative effect thing. Students drink, engineers drink. Therefore, student engineers drink squared. I mean, that's just basic math, David. So I understand it. Drink times drink equals drink. Mike, the looks I got when you made that jump noise. Yeah, sorry. Apology. I won't look back on it. I won't watch it back. It's probably me sounding like an idiot. Michael, I've been able to part of Hampton Zouaves during a reenactment. Oh, that's cool. I've been able to be part of. I don't know. My reading is awful. Our unit was looking like highlighters amongst a sea of grey and butternut. It's cool though. Maybe if I could choose to be a Zouave, I think the Hamptons Legion's got to be one of them. One of the top picks, just because of the bright coloured uniform. Michael, I took your advice and went ahead and bought some Rebellion minis. They haven't come in yet, but I only ordered them today. I bought Colonel Bergman for my 26th North Carolina unit. Yeah, mate, very cool. Yeah, they're. I've said it all in my video. I really like them. I really like the look of them. Get my hands on them and like. Yeah, they were quality, nice quality prints, nice quality detail on them. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy them, mate. But again, like chuck them up in the community tab when you get a chance, when they arrive and you start working on them. I'd like to see a live stream about Rebellion miniatures. Yeah, well maybe we'll do a live stream then on them. I'm looking at getting a set of the new heads from Rebellion miniatures because I would like that option when I go to build my unit. So I think I want to wait for them to arrive and then yeah, we'll take a look at. I've got a couple of ideas with them I'd want to do. So just gonna have to wait a little bit. But yeah, I've got them. Like I said, there's 2 packs turned up today. So yesterday I think it was. This I'm just looking to my left here where I've just got so many miniatures. I've got all my Battle Cat stuff now as well that I need to look at painting. Oh, there's so much. Especially when I do a lot of my painting on live streams, I feel like we've got this set of live streams here to do, these generals, and then I might do a Rebellion Miniatures live stream. Then I've got my Battle Cat stuff I want to do. As well as Thomas, the miniatures Thomas has donated to the channel. Yeah, we've got a lot lined up. Michael, I need to start posting more on my channel. I'm doing an unboxing tomorrow. And then I'll do some painting videos and some history explanations. Very cool, Michael. Definitely do that. Yeah, 100%. One thing I showed earlier, I want to take a look at this thing as well because we've got some. I've got some spare sort of Perry miniatures ambulance stuff. So I want to again, I haven't got the ambulance, but I'm going to use that. I think going to use that. Right, let me check my message. Right, let me put that there. Okay, right. So black to do the straps on these blanket rolls. Oh, Michael, don't worry about donating miniatures, but I appreciate the thoughts there. But not a problem, mate. Not a problem. But thank you for the thought. It's very precious. I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone supporting. There's obviously tons of ways to support the channel anyway. That's through watching videos, liking videos, everything really. Showing up to the live streams is a great way to do it as well. Because we've got a nice group of us in the live streams now. So And by people turning up to the live stream, it gives me people to talk to. But yeah, I appreciate everyone supporting the channel in whatever way they can. And again, those people who do donate miniatures to the channel, the idea is we'll get them onto the live stream, get those miniatures onto the live stream sort of ASAP, really. So again, as soon as we get these generals done, the next ones will be these new signals. And again, I'll paint the signals up and then maybe do them with a... I'm not sure. I was thinking of maybe you doing them with the Rebellion Miniatures Strong Vincent character. Might paint them up at the same time, because I've got an idea of doing Strong Vincent sort of on a rocky outcrop, and I thought that would look really cool. So maybe some of the Signal Corps would look cool as well. So we'll see. Michael, just one thing, question again, Matt. What paints are you using? I only strictly use Vallejo or Vallejo because I know and trust them. Well, I use a lot of Citadel. I primarily use Citadel with contrasts. But before I started using contrast, I originally started with Citadel because I mean I started with Warhammer. And then I've shifted to Vallejo. I just preferred them. I prefer the paint pots more importantly. But then when contrasts started coming out and I started using contrast paints again, I went back to Citadel. And then maybe I'm sort of shifting back to speed paints, army painted speed paints and stuff like that. So I think Citadel have a good pedigree of paints. It's just personal preference, but yes, yeah, I would try shift away from Citadel if I could, just through personal preference. But at the moment, I know the colours I use, and yeah, I like them. So yeah, there's no need to change really. No need to change. Bing, 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 bong. Right. Yeah, cool. So horses are almost done, and we're an hour in. Blimey. Same about the stream, says Michael. No one at my school does this sort of stuff, so yeah, I like these streams. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm the same, like in my sort of like hobby bubble and whatnot. No one else really gets into the Meg Civil War, so I'm alone in that respect. If the live streams grows, Matt, you're gonna have to buy a bell. What am I gonna do with the bell, David? Just ring it every ding 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 ding. I mean, yeah, if we have a really good group of everyone for the live streams. We just rarely have everyone together at once. So maybe, I don't know, time. I think I've only been doing these streams, what, 6 months? So the longer we do them, who knows, more people will come by. Again, it's a great way to engage with everyone watching the channel, which is a nice way to do it. And I'm trying to release videos and stuff, so Matt, you're probably my favourite content creator. Oh, thank you, Michael. You make me blush, but thank you very much. I try. I mean, we say content creator. I try my best to release content, but it's not great at the moment. I'm not a very good job at doing it. But I try my best. But I appreciate it, Michael. Thank you very much. At school, we had a wargaming club. It was great fun. I had one at school. My tutor started running a Warhammer one, and I only went a handful of times because I wasn't really into Warhammer at the time. I had some like Lord of the Rings stuff, but that was it. And it was more about just, I don't feel like they ever really played games. I only went a couple of times and then stopped going. But yeah. Don't worry about the timing, says Michael. It took me 2 hours to paint 3 horses. Yeah. practice makes perfect ultimately. But yeah, it's there's just so many bits to do, you know. There's so again, my painting's completely shifted in the last 5 years. I'm getting old. That's what it is. I'm an old man. Just had my 33rd birthday. I'm an old man. Lucky you, Mike. Michael says, lucky you, Mike, for having a wargaming club. Well, yeah, you never know. Put the feelers out there. Again, my tutor was into Warhammer at the time, so that's why he sort of did it. He was new to the school. He just moved in, and he used to run one at his old school. So you never know. Or put the feelers out for a war games club near you. They might run sort of junior nights, as it were, if you're sort of on the younger side. Oh, the 20 viewer bell. Yeah, sorry, David. Yeah, it's all flooding back to me. Yeah, well, it might be something I just manually do when we hit that. Because I don't think we've ever had 20 viewers at once. I think the most I've probably had is probably 16 or something like that. But again, I've got to pull people in. What I think might make a difference as well, if I can get to the point where I can live stream on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, then we will probably pick up a few more. Who knows? Who knows? The good stuff, right? Black wash, non-oil wash. I should be talking about what paints I've been using. I've just done for all the belts and stuff on the blanket rolls. Just use some black Legion contrast. And yeah, but basically, we'll use this chat to demonstrate that here. See it like on the blanket rolls. Just done the sort of black leather straps. Again, just out of sort of afar, I think it looks quite nice, and they're not too much trouble to do. So, yeah, I've only been painting for about 4 months, but I've been doing reenactments and history hobbying for 3 years. Nice. Yeah, I mean, painting is. I mean, I look back to my first painting and what a difference it has been since, like now, really. And again, my painting style now is probably not as high as I could have it. I've definitely done better in the past. But again, you kind of got to know what you want out of a paint job. I think, you know. Yeah, I could do a lot more work on these paintings and stuff, but I'm like, I don't know, you know. And that's the trick. My memory's going, is it, David? That's another part of old age, yeah. My memory wasn't great in the first place, that's the problem. If I lose any more, I'll forget who I am. That's a nice paint job on the horses, thank you. Yeah, I mean, again, sort of contrast paints does a lot of the heavy lifting, so can't take all the credit, but yeah, and like with my Union stuff I painted up, I was so happy with how that turned out, my Union generals. I'm kind of like, well, I know, I just got to stick it out with these. Mike, there was 10 of us in the club. That was back in 2004. Christ, feeling old now. Poor Mike. I mean, that's about the same as me. I left school in 2009 or whatever. Scary, isn't it? All these young kids now coming around. Young whippersnappers. Although I think of myself how I still feel young. I'm young at heart. And I think I did a lot of stuff young, you know, so I got married at 25. Yeah. Actually, how old was I? Oh, that's a question now. 23? Oh yeah, it would have been 24. Married at 24. Child at 26. So yeah. I'm allowed to be a bit younger now. I like to think so anyway. Cool. And I'm going to get a bigger brush. Michael, I'm just now starting to sit down and paint some dismounted cavalry. Nice. Which cavalry are you doing? Any in particular? I'm a young whippersnapper, I guess you are, mate. You absolutely are. Can't hide from it. And I'm absolutely not. But, no. If I was a young whippersnapper, I guess I wouldn't have all these models that I never play with. So there's that. Just going to go over with some agrax, just where like the stuff didn't do very well. Once I turned 18, we found drinking girls. Haha, wargaming and hobby went to the back burner for a few years. Yeah, I mean, I was the same. As in, wargaming. Actually, I don't think I really did wargaming until I met my missus. I don't really know, actually. The worst of my hobbies have come about since I met my missus. My LARPing and stuff. Michael, Prairie Miniatures Confederate Cavalry with the Gurdon Bearer. Or Gidden Bearer. Wielding 2 pistols, 3 with carbines. Yeah, nice. I would like some more Perry stuff. It's just price at the moment. I've got sort of budget at the moment. I would say it's channel. I guess a channel announcement. My wife is pregnant with our second baby, so I've got that to plan for. Really, it's going to be a busy year for me. So yeah, I've got to make. Luckily, I've got stacks and stacks and stacks of unpainted miniatures, so I don't need to buy any more. Even though I probably have bought a few recently. But anyway, horses almost done. We're going to let them dry for a mow, and I'm going to do the gold detailing. Here we are at the moment, at least. Again, the gold detailing will pop when we get the last layer on. But yeah, congrats, Matt. Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you. Something else to keep me busy. It's getting very hot in this hat. Do the gold detailing now. Now you have 2 people to pass down a hobby and love of history to. Yeah, I don't know how much I'll be Although my daughter currently does show an interest in my models and stuff. So we'll see. Cool. Also, Matt, those early War Confederates that I painted were showing their model on my unboxing video if you want to see them. Oh, cool. Well, yeah, yeah, definitely share them, mate. I'll take a look at the video as well. I also have a whole Warlord Games British Army starter that's 1,000 minis that I'm putting off till the summer. Blimey. You've got a lot on your plate, I'll tell you that. Oops. Much then, I was just really concentrating. Right. Let me finish this guy and then I'll show off these. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. There he is. See how the gold just picks up a bit more now. I've done the second layer. Cool. So while that Agrax Earth shade I've put on is a bit shiny. Maybe it's still not quite dried yet, but oh. So yeah, that's the horses done, I think. Black eyes. I asked myself to remind myself and I forgot. Let's do that quick. So I'm just going to go in with some black Templar, is it? Black Legion. And just do all the horse's eyes. I'll have to leave in a bit, Matt, for a youth group at church. Cool. Stream AN before I have to go, but I don't know. No, not a problem. We'll be going for another 40 minutes. Hopefully we'll make a bit more headway on these. Happy with how they're looking at least. Just onto the actual officers. And I just got to think how I want to paint these chaps and what coats and stuff, what colour jackets I want to give them. All right. Horses done. Grey jackets are always a good choice. You're right. I just quite like the bluey grey. I've got to think about what colour I would use for that. I don't think I've got any officers to hand and show. Oh yeah, where's these guys? What? Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. David, occasional dark points on the Equinase back after stepping out for a few. Not a problem, David. Not a problem. Welcome back. Michael, I don't use grey for all my Confederates. I'll throw a button up and go dismounted cavalry. I'll paint their shirts red or yellow. No, that's not a problem. Yeah, I've chucked a couple of button up officer coats in there, here and there, but yeah, I don't know yet. We'll have a play. Thomas, sorry I've not been talkative tonight. I've been working different bits and pieces for work, hobbying, and uni. But finished uni for the year this week, so now I have more hobby. Not a problem, Thomas. That's not a problem, mate. But I'm glad you're done for uni for the year. When are you back into uni? Does uni follow sort of school times? I don't know how it works, mate. But yeah, at least you're done for a bit, so fair play, mate. Bluish grey is always a nice choice, says Michael. Yes. Heath, because let's go Gods and Generals Heath. Let's go for Heath from the film. He's my favourite. Because I'm pretty sure he has this sort of a blue coat. I spelt Heath wrong. That's good. He's not there. Show me Heath, please. It's not Gods and Generals, is it? It's Gettysburg. What a fool. God, I'm a silly Billy. General Mike, I feel like I've been yapping, so I need to shut up. Not a problem, Michael. Yap away. It's not a problem. Yeah, so Heath has like a real dark blue jacket in the film. Tom says, yeah, September, I'm back for another year. General Michael, that's normally Thomas. Yeah, Thomas is a chatter normally, but that's not a problem. Chatting's fine because then it keeps me chatting. Otherwise, it's a boring stream, isn't it? Boring stream. I've got a very hot head, so the hat's coming off. Yeah, so I don't know what people. I think I'm going to go for Runic Grey is what we've been using for the other stuff, isn't it? Huh. I don't know what to go for. Maybe we'll just have to have a play with it. Maybe we'll put a Runic Grey on and then just hit it with a Nuln Oil to bring it down a bit. Thomas, loving the Kepi, Artie or Zouave. It's a Zouave hat. It's a Zouave. Purely based on the colour. It's a lot brighter for a artillery hat. So yeah, it's a Zouave one. It's a Confederate Zouave one as well because might be able to show it on there. CSA. So yeah. God, I wish I had a break from uni. I've got OSCE partial test this week, and then need to submit my essay for next week in the next 4 weeks and start an 8-week placement before the break. Ah, it's a lot of work. I luckily did not have the ability to go to uni, so I didn't have the stresses of uni. So I would like to sympathise with you guys for slamming it out at higher level education. David, completed my inventory. I won't list by troop type, but the grand total is 4,280 minis, all painted, based, and table ready. Hot diggity damn. Fair play, David. Hard at work. I'm going to paint these last 2 dismounted cavalry later and switch eras. I'm going to start painting the 40th Regiment of Foot and some Pennsylvania State Rifle Militia for my Revolutionary War collection. Very nice. I'd be tempted with the French Indian War. I've said that before. I've got 2 exams this week, and then freedom until September. Well, I still have to go to work, but I do work from home, so I can hobby whilst working. Yeah, I'm lucky I don't work from home because I would not work. I would hobby. But yes, good luck. Very, very well said, Mike. Mike, good luck, Thomas, at your uni exams. All the best. Right, let's get the big man himself, Heath. Is it Henry Heath? It's one of my favourite quotes from the film Gettysburg. Let's go pay Harry Heath a visit or something like that. Oh no, let's go surprise Harry Heath. Is that what Reynolds says? I can't remember now. It's such a good quote that I've forgotten it. When he like meets Buford. Oh, that's good. Let's go pay Harry Heath a visit. Or something like that. Is he wearing a sash? I don't think he is. He's not really wearing a sash in the film, actually. He's got his golden band on. I do have a lot of French and Indian. It's a fun area to paint. I have an army for all wars before the First World War. You've been busy, Michael. Heath will have white collars and cuffs because he is a general. And I do like the generals having white collars and cuffs. It looks quite smart. I have exams, but there are 8th grade exams, so not nearly as stressful. Hey, yeah, well,
they can still probably. You're right though, not as stressful as university exams, but they could be stressful still, can't they? Still worth going about in the right way. Yeah, I might add either a blue wash to this uniform or just a couple of nuns, just to bring it down a bit. But I'm happy with it. Go for that sort of grey. One of my favourites is I started as a it started out as a minor scraps and dismounted cavalry, or was it militia? Next thing I know, I'm tangled with half the Union Army. Yeah. He that's the thing. He thought he ran into Pennsylvania militia. That's why he pushed it. Thomas, I have some French Indian Wars, mainly a small unit of Highlanders in a box somewhere I picked up and never progressed any further. That's the classic manoeuvre of a hobbyist, isn't it? After I finish dismount of cavalry and the Revolutionary War figures, I'm going to be working on some Mexican American War. Mexicans as U.S. Army and some Texas Rebels and Santa Anna's troops for my Alamo game. That'd be cool. That'd be cool to do. Yeah, that would be very nice to do, mate. Some Mexican American War. That'd be a cool one to do. It would be a cool one to do. Right, this chappie's going to have grey. Just this sort of aid. And he'll have blue collars and cuffs because he's an infantry officer. I don't really know what rank he's going to be. Again, he is supporting Heath, so he could be a captain or a major. I don't know how staff officers worked, to be honest, in the war. I don't know if they would have had majors or colonels supporting a divisional or brigade commander, or was it sort of, would you tend to find only sort of captains? If you think like in the film Gettysburg, Lee has his orderly, doesn't he? And he's a lieutenant, so I don't really know. But if my memory serves me correctly, he's a lieutenant. Right. Ah, right. I'll catch up with the chat in a sec. Yeah, I'm going to do the collar and cuffs in like infantry blue. Because he's an infantry officer, again, like, he could probably... Okay, I'm not entirely sure how the staff would work. I don't think he would have a divisional command, like a brigadier general on his staff. Happy to be wrong, but I don't think he would have. Alright. And then let's just sort out this last little chappy here. He's probably just going to be in grey. Why not? Keep it nice and simple, because once this chat's painted, we'll check out all the community stuff. Alright. That is more or less that stand done. We'll end it there because we're going to go check out some of the other stuff quickly. Although I thought we had a bit more time. I thought we had less time, but we've got plenty of time. Okay, so Heth is gone for the blue jacket. We've got this officer at the front who will have a grey jacket. And then the flag bearer at the back with grey. So, and for the greys, I'm using Siliconum grey. I'm never sold on this paint, how it works, if I'm honest. I feel like it comes across a bit... I've missed a bit there. I have to go in and do that. Yeah, I feel like sometimes it comes across a bit... I don't know, not grey, almost a bit... like a... I don't know how to call it. Got a bit of a colour to it. It's not like a flat grey, you know. There's a hint of colour to it. Oh, my goodness, done this guy's jacket well at all, actually. It's cool. But yeah, I think maybe when all the other colours are layered on, it looks all right. So yeah, we've done silicon and grey for the jacket, and then I went for runic grey for this sort of blue Confederate jacket. So yeah, and the other officers, I'll have a think about it, but they might just be greys. Anyway, let's catch up on the chat. Joe, Michael says I have some 1812 figures to paint as well. Wow, that's a lot. Bye, Matt. I have to go. Not a problem, Michael. Oh, false alarm. I don't have to go. Okay, you can stay. David, the iconic General Buford. Any part played by Sam Elliott immediately becomes iconic, and has by law to be referenced in the mention. Yeah, I mean Sam Elliott's awesome. He does that. He does that role of Buford. Yeah. Again, I don't know what the real Buford was like, but Sam Elliott's cracking. He's great. I know for Mars staff, it was a major, 2 captains, and 3 first and second lieutenants. The major being my ancestor, but Colonel Nugent's staff in 1865 was a lieutenant colonel as well as captains and lieutenants. Yeah, so major, captain. So yeah, I wouldn't see sort of generals on the staff. Most common captains were most common aide-de-camps, lieutenants and lowers for orderlies. Okay, well, I think if we look at it, this chap's going to be like an aide, so we'll have him as a captain or something like that. That's fine. Michael says I have a lot of 1812 militia and US Marines to paint. Also a few Royal Marines and Canadian militia. Very nice. Matt, I wouldn't wear that hat by the seaside. It even has a target on top. Yeah, I don't want them dastardly seagulls to fancy their chances. Cheeky beggars. Right. We're gonna jump into seeing what you lot have been up to whilst we're here. Right. We'll check the YouTube. YouTube? Yeah, we'll check the YouTube community out first. Kablamo, here we are. Thomas, only really Corps and Army commands might have generals on the staff. Yeah, that's fair. Like I said, this Heath's going to be divisional command, so. Where are the 1812 figures from Michael? Michael says, a site called Sash and Sabre, they're 40 mil, so a little larger. Very nice. I've no Napoleonic Wargaming. Napoleonic Wargamer did a stream ages. Oh, I caught one of their streams. Apologies. A few years back about converting. Was it Portuguese into American 1812? Something like that. Right, we need to newest posts, just so, because we can go back a fair few days. I can't remember where we're at with it, to be honest. I don't really know. I can't remember where we were, so let's just have a look. Oh, we've got loads here. Okay, I remember Michael posting this. Right, we've got Darren. Hello, mate. Just missed your live stream. Again, bugger. Thought I would share the box. I think we have already seen this before, but we'll check it out. Some piano war game stuff, I believe, which is very nice. Oh, I've just done this again. Right, note to self, don't click on the images. Alex, very nice. Got some Stonewall Jackson going on there. I remember this actually. This was with acrylic pens, so I do remember this post. Here it is. Studio Sora 32 pounder. I've got one of them as well. Not Studio Historia, from a different company, but Yeah, I got one of them. There you go. Just I've never done anything with it. I need to paint it. I need to paint it up as a naval gun thing. But yeah, very nice. That's very nice from Alex. And then we've got some Darren as well. Well, you made me want to pick up where I left off as I was doing Perry's Battle of the Box, but didn't get through it before I picked something else up. My partner reckons it's ADHD. Same. ADHD runs strong in this hobby, I think, Darren. Well, I'm going to try to get some done just as a generic brigade. So that's some nice Confederates there. We've got some lovely stuff from Michael as well. Nice British Grenadiers, yeah. Did you get my battle report from last Sunday? I remember it flashing through, David, so we'll take a look at it, mate. Hi, Matt. Just posted these views from North Carolina troops I told you about the other night. Simply, these are kind of just a guide. Yeah, nice. That's a nice British there. We know about that. The American militia rifleman I painted. I'm probably should have done the bases different, but I can change it. Nice. Ah, Winfield Scott. Winfield Scott Hancock and an accompanying officer. Very nice. That's some nice stuff there, Michael. Been busy. Just painted the 8th Tennessee. Nice. An Irish Brigade soldier. Cool. Got some green on there. I think that's a necessity, isn't it? Michael says, I'm bummed I can't buy Perry Battles in a box because I'm in the US. Thomas says, I'm pretty sure that you can order them via Warlord Games who deliver to States. Yeah, Warlord stocks Perry's, doesn't it? Yeah, you miss out on the special figure is the only drawback. I can't even think what the special figure is, Thomas. 4th Michigan Zouave. Some have Fezes, some have Keppies. Very nice, Thomas. Darren, there's a couple of generic generals from the Perrys. Battle in the Box for the Confederate generals finished yesterday. But I may have to revisit him to put a contrast higher on his jacket. Maybe attempt to do the lace work on his sleeves. I'm just learning about this period, so I'm newbie, but I'm really enjoying this, learning about the American Civil War. Nice work, Darren. I mean, he's done a nice... I get what you're saying about the jacket, maybe a bit of depth to it, but yeah, he's done a really nice job on the paintwork. Michael's saying about his basing skills. Michael thinks he needs to work more on his basing skills. Here, Darren's a great example. Like that's a really nice looking base. Not something I've got the patience to do, but Michael, it takes time, mate. You chug through it. You'll get through it. Here's some more. Confederate Sergeant. I have to paint his boots, but do his base. But this is going to be part of my 28th Alabama Regiment. Nice. Nice. It's coming along nicely, and he got stripes on there. Very nice. Very good. Yeah, where did you post that thing, David? Let me... Oh, I've just thought we're on the community post, aren't we? We're not on Facebook. So let's go... Let's jump over to Facebook. because I didn't get that ready. So, okay, it's already on my thing anyway. So, don't want you guys seeing anything you didn't need to. Right, okay, let's scroll back to. No, we got a long way to go back. That's fine. People have been posting so nicely. Well done. It's nice to see. We could just start at the top, couldn't we? But I like to go first, posted first. There it is, Dave. Found it, David. We found it. We've seen these, yeah. Okay. I feel like we've seen these, Robert, but we're going to take another look. Tom says, a metal officer on foot. I still have mine to paint. Yep. Michael, my friend is good at basing, so I let him do most of my bases. That's the trick, mate. That's the trick. Oh, these are lovely stuff, Robert. Look at that. Mike says, you won't see him on Facebook, paint, so strict social media. Not a problem, mate. I understand. My daughter won't be on social media. Not for a long time. Not while I can say. David, I went on a Facebook page, many of them, about 8 or 9, I think. Yeah, I've got them, mate. I've got them, don't worry. This is some nice stuff here, Robert. That's some lovely stuff, mate. Done a very good job there. Very good job. The details. I just find, like, I would like to have a go at painting like this. I just don't have the patience for it. Like, it looks fantastic. He's done a very good job. Those grenadier bear skins look lovely. I did reply to it a week ago, so that's good. Here you go, David. Battle of Gaines Mill, 27th, 1862. This was dress rehearsal, transporting the game, blah blah blah. History: 7 days battles. Saw the biggest Confederate assault in the entire war. Yes, bigger than Pickett's charge. The 57,000 men of the Army of Northern Virginia defeated Fitzjohn's Porter's 34,000 strong 5th Corps. Just before the night drew in and much of the Union force got under way of darkness, casualties on both sides were high. 15,000 of the Confederate losses slightly higher than the Union. The game played out different with the same result. Firstly, Jackson, with the bulk of his men, never made it into the battle, but one division that did, D.H. Hill's division, broke 2, albeit smaller, Union divisions before Longstreet and A.P. Hill could land a blow, and almost 2 hours before dark, forcing Porter to withdraw and winning the day. A good game. Thanks, Alec. Taking the role of Porter, rules alter freedom. All right, that's the talky bits. Look at that. Yeah, it's a nice looking table, mate. You've done a good job. You've done a good job. Gotta go, Matt. My battery's getting low. Great stream. Thanks, Michael. Thanks for popping by. Take a steady, and we'll see you again next time. Ta-da, ta, bye, bye, bye. Thomas says, my piano minis are not of this painting quality. Yeah, Robert's done a very good job there, I must admit. Michael says, I will tell you I'm good at grenadiers for some reason. Thomas, I am good at voltigeurs and specialists like engineers and sappers. I just like the voltigeurs and grenadiers, just like having that sort of colour, you know. Looks real smart. Very nice, David. Did I thumb up? I did thumb up. That's good. I think when I was away last weekend, I was sat in bed one night and just went on here and I was checking out everyone's stuff. So I feel like I've seen a lot of it. Right. Thomas, this week's 6th Irish Legion skirmisher and a grenadier voltigeur from the battalion, as well as an officer flag and 2 NCOs for the command. Secondly, some Imperial Guard kit bash for piano, miniatures, greatcoats, bodies, and Warlord Games heads. Then the flags of the 1st and the 2nd Battalion of the 15th Line, and finally lots of minis from the 1st, 2nd Battalion of the 65th Line. Busy, Thomas. Nice. That grey and that yellow of the voltigeurs look awesome, don't they? Yeah, I love that. And that well, I mean, the uniforms themselves look great. That green and yellow combo. Nice. There you go. A bit of grenadier red. That's always cool. Just stands out, doesn't it? Looks smart. Got flags and an eagle. Eagle for the first battalion, is that right? These are the piano war games, is that right, Thomas? I feel like I recognise the poses. Nice. Big plumes hats as well. There's your officer in his gold. Very crisp. Nice. Very nice. Dave says, Games Mill going to Joy 6 in a couple of months. I feel like we've been waiting a long time for this Joy 6, but it's finally coming here, isn't it? It's catching up with us. Oh, that's an overall. That's the officer. Nice. And we back to the start. Yeah, very nice, Thomas. Some nice colours in that. Voltigeur officers. Cool. That yellow trim's nice, isn't it? There's your NCOs. The Irish Legion Command, Colonel and Flag. Yeah, so they wore green uniforms. That's cool, isn't it? It's your sergeants. And then Voltigeur and Grenadier. Nice. Some Imperial Guard. That's not something I've not done my Imperial Guard for my French yet. I want to pick them up, but part of me's like, let's just paint my current French before I go buy some more regiments. And here's some of the 2nd Battalion, 65th line. Nice. Very good. Loads of 65th. Nice. Nice, nice. There's your flag bearer. Voltigeur, officer. Very good. Ignore that bit. Ignore that bit. And then here we go. Some more Napoleonic French. Some piano miniatures, greatcoat infantry conversions for an upcoming Peninsula campaign. These are using warlord heads, so are easy conversions. A trio of Imperial Corps of Engineers, 6 command figures, 1 1st Battalion of the Grenadiers, a Pied. I never know how to pronounce that. First 3 images are the Grenadiers, a Pied, and the last 2 are the Corps Engineers. Actually, let me see if you've. It's me. We don't need to see that. Oh, okay, that's fine. Let's go back. Here we go. Is that a sapper there? He's got his gloves on, his axe. What looks like his axe. Nice. It's the world's biggest and best 6mm showcase, worth waiting for. Yeah, Pied. Thank you very much, David, for the pronunciation. Please do correct my pronouncing in the chat when you can, because I'm rubbish at it. But yeah, Joy 6. I know Joy 6 is big. Even I know about it. Some officers there, and here's the engineers. That's your engineers there, is it? Nice. Sapper of the Guard. There he is, Sapper of the Guard. Very nice. Awesome. And then we've got a bit more here. That's my little reinforcements of my Rebellion miniatures. I'll have to get around to assembling them. Some engineers and 75mm Irish Legion statue. I say, engineers. He's got his little axe again, is it? Nice. Officer. More officers. Oh yeah, they have got black facings. Thomas, black facing is a nice change from the normal white. Yeah, that is smart, actually. I didn't clock that earlier. And this is your 75mm statue. Look at that beast. It's not something I've ever done, to be honest, is taken on large scale stuff, but no, very nice. You've done a good job of it. Very nice. Well, that's it. That's the community stuff done. Let's jump back to this. Whoop. So, yeah, good all round. We've got a lot to look at, so I appreciate that. Thank you for everyone for posting stuff in on the community page and Facebook. I appreciate it. Obviously, if I've missed anything, please let me know. But we'll yeah, continue chucking stuff in there, and we'll check out every stream. Massive thank you to everyone watched today's stream. I'm going to end the stream here anyway. We're basically at the end time now, so I'd like to say massive thank you to everyone watching this live. I really appreciate it. We've had I'm going to have to go back. Thomas, David, Mike, Michael, Mark. I've said yeah. We had some new person. I've forgotten their name, so I'm going to go check them. Just it's always worth saying it right. Alex, we've had Alex, sorry, as well. Alex, thank you very much for popping by. Tim. Oh, how did I miss you, Tim? Sorry, I didn't say hello properly. Sorry, I was a miles away. I think I got caught up in a few chats. But Tim, hello, welcome in. Actually, who have we missed? I've missed our new chatter. There he is. Preserved Billy. Right, I think that's everyone. I think I've covered everyone. So thank you everyone for coming to watch this live. I really appreciate everyone watching this back on YouTube. Thank you so much. As always, feel free to check out all our... Sorry, Tim. Please talk to me again, please. I apologise. Sorry, I didn't pick that up, mate. But anyway, I hope you had a good stream. I hope you had a good week and Sunday, Tim. As the stream ends, I'll say hello to you. But yeah, as always, anyone interested in watching we've been getting up to previously on previous streams and what's not, find the playlists, go check it out. Another massive thanks to Thomas, who's recently supported the channel with some new Signal core miniatures on First Core, so they're on their way in the post, and when we get them, they'll be our next stream. So a massive thank you there. Massive thank you to everyone who's supporting the channel anyway, through watching the live streams, watching the videos, commenting, likes. Again, I'll do another shout out for the Facebook page. We've obviously got a community group which you guys post on all the time. That's really cool. But also we've got the actual King Matt Facebook account. And again, if we can get that to 100 followers, we can look at doing streaming over on Facebook as well as YouTube, which would be a really cool thing to do. So spread the word and let's try and get there. But massive thank you everyone watching this tonight. Now go enjoy the last little snippets of your Sunday. I'm going to be getting in bed, and have a wonderful week going forward, chaps. And we'll catch you all this time next Sunday. If anything changes, I will put it up on Facebook and YouTube. But all going well, we will be back here next Sunday. So good night, everyone, and I'll see you. Bye. Bye.